How you doing, everybody? Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and assembly of the Vision Grill's Kamado grill. Just had the grill delivered from samsclub.com. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here in Florida, where it's always grilling weather at any time of the year, really. So here we are 3 days before Christmas, and it's about, 83 degrees. Excuse my voice today, it's a little hoarse from yelling at an NFL game this weekend. But I'll do my best to get us through this unboxing and unveiling of the new Kamado grill. So let's take a look. So this is our grill as it was delivered from the shipping carrier. I got a deal from Sam's Club, 1 day sale with free shipping off of samsclub.com. Otherwise they would have charged $150 for shipping, because the shipping weight on this thing's about 225 pounds. So I'm sure it's not cheap for them to ship that from Texas to Florida, but we did get it for free. And the shipping truck driving guys were really nice guys. They told me, well, they're only supposed to leave it in the garage or at the front door, but I explained to them that we really needed it in the backyard. There's no way I could carry it alone, so they agreed to bring it back here. And since it's 3 days before Christmas, we gave them a $20 tip, and they were perfectly happy with that. So plan on having some help if you get one of these things delivered, or maybe plan on tipping the guys to bring it back to the backyard. So this is our box, kind of a mini pallet is what it came in, and two big guys with a little hand truck were able to bring that from the front of the street back into the back of my house and set it here on the patio. So we're going to go ahead and open up the box and see what we have inside. Yeah, I should probably mention the model that we have here. This is the Kamado Classic B series grill. They have several different ones. This is, I guess, pretty much the midline model that they offer. The one above this being the Pro model, or the P series. The M series, I guess, stands for mini. That's kind of their small one. But this is pretty much their large homeowner model, suitable really for any kind of backyard grilling that you would be doing. Box was real easy to open up, just with a simple little utility knife. Undo the tape and open it up. At the very top were these pieces right here. I'm guessing this is likely the looks like the assembly for the table and cart rack. This photograph right here gives you maybe a little bit better image of what it looks like with the cart and whatnot. So as we open this up, this looks like we're going to get into the heavy stuff now. Oh, it looks like this is going to be the actual grill. We chose the purple kind of Florida color, right? Besides that, we got it on sale for $50 off on that 1 day sale. Speaking of the pricing on these, we saw them on samsclub.com for $549 for quite some time. They were out in our local store, and ended up getting an invitation to a 1 day sale, and they offered these for $509, and so we took advantage of that plus the free shipping. And then what happened was we went to Sam's Club today, 3 days before Christmas, and they were already starting to put out some of their spring stock, and they had this year's new grill in stock, and it was $599 for the same classic Vision Classic B series. So prices rise. I think we got a pretty good deal. I've heard of people getting these at the end of the season and actually saving hundreds of dollars. Somebody reported getting one for like $300, as it was the last one in stock at their local Sam's Club. But to me, that sounds like somebody that probably should have bought a lottery ticket that day. I would think it's probably the exception rather than the rule. Okay, so big lesson learned, right? I never said this was a how-to video. It's more of a how I do it video. And I'm not really mechanically inclined. In fact, it'll take me 10 times longer to do this than it'll probably take you. But here's the first lesson I learned. This box over here was on top and covering this inner box, right? So we figured out pretty quickly, okay, we got to open up this other one to get it out of there, to expose it, because there is no way that a homeowner is going to be able to lift that thing up out of the box as it comes shipped, right? So we got to take these boxes apart. So I was trying to figure out the best way to take this thick box here and get it apart. So I started trying to pull apart some of the staples that were on there, right? And just basically started massacring the box here to remove these staples. When lo and behold, I accidentally discovered all you could do is just lift it right off of there. So my wife came over and helped me. That thing weighs maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds, that outer box, and just lift it right off of that one. Okay, it just lifts right off. So save yourself some time. Don't try to struggle with those staples. Let's take a look over here and see if this one lifts right off as well. Look at this. This is live. This is not rehearsed. I'm taking it apart. I'm by myself, one-handing it, and voila, there's our inside product. So really don't make it any harder than it is. The outer box and the inner box, this baby right here, they both lift right off of there. Very, very simple. So that's the first lesson I learned today. All right, so we sufficiently unboxed enough to where we found the instructions, and the setup instructions are here, and it tells you to assemble the cart first. So these are the cart pieces, are right over here. So we're going to go ahead and put that together. By the way, I did read in some of the brochure material and some of my research about these grills that it's not uncommon for them to come with some kind of little cosmetic nicks or chips sometimes in your ceramic, that, you know, through the handling and whatnot. So I did find a couple right here. I'll show you the first one. There's a little nick right there, and then as I come across over here to the other side, there's another little nick right there, and then a third one right here above the thermostat. There's a little nick right there. Now normally you might say, oh, what's the deal there? It's a brand new piece of equipment. I can't believe that. But they actually send you a what they call a glaze repair kit. It's a little bottle of repair materials for repairing those kind of minor nicks that could happen during the handling. So to me, it's not a big deal. You know, you'd have to look really close to see it from a distance. This thing's still a beautiful, beautiful grill, and you know, it's going to get some wear and tear as we go. It comes with a nice cover, so you can imagine that it'll be well taken care of from here on out, but thought I'd point that out to everybody. All right, let's put this cart together. The first step in assembling the cart is to locate the X connector hardware, which comes in this little bag right here, and it looks like this when you take it out. It's a little X with some yellow paper washers and the number 12 on it, and so they give you this little handy dandy little 10 millimeter wrench to take those things apart. And so when you do, then it looks like this. There's two of those X connectors, right? So you got this one here. I've already taken the bolts out of it. Here's the bolts, and then here's the little paper washers. Don't make sure you don't throw away the paper washer before you remove the flat washer off of it, because right here is a flat washer, and so they're kind of stick on there. You got to take them off of there, set it aside, and then you'll use that for the next step. Okay, where we're at now is we took the X assembly and we inserted into these legs. I'll show you how these legs come apart. This is how it comes in the package. So each one of these leg pieces comes like this, and then this is what's left over of my X assembly once I inserted it into these three pieces. It looks like the word vision goes toward the grill side. They tell you to put this thing upside down, so the word vision in your X connectors would be pointed to the floor as you put this together like this. So the final pieces then goes in like this here, and then we're going to take those screws and put them in these holes right here, using the lock washer first and then the flat washer. So we'll put that together. Just about got all of the screws and washers put together on the cart rack, but I wanted to show you that when you get these little screws and washers, so when you get your hardware, you got your little screw, and then you got your lock washer, and then you got your flat washer. The flat washer is attached to these little paper washers here, so you got to peel it off of there. And the way you want to assemble it is put your flat washer on first. You're gonna have to take the locking washer off, then put the flat washer on, then put your locking washer back on. I've got the last couple of holes here to do. Then you just put it inside your hole like this. That way the lock washer fits inside the hole, goes all the way in, and does its job to lock it. Okay, so you got 8 of them up here, you got 8 more here, And again, I'm working on the bottom side of the grill cart. The top side, which will be the side when you're done, has the felt on it to support the heat from the ceramic cooker. So we're working upside down. So I'm going to finish putting these together, then we're going to tighten them all up. Be right back. This little nut driver that they give you is pretty handy, actually. Easy. I haven't had to break out any of my sockets or anything. And as you work your way around these and tighten them up, I don't know if it's needed, but I like to do it like you're tightening a tire, lug nuts on a tire, right? So don't just do them all together. Work your way around in a circle, kind of up and down. But this little wrench is pretty easy to spin around here and tighten these babies up. So I go across and then around, then over on this side, then come down here, right? Kind of work, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. What are we missing? 9, right? So just get these things good and tightened up, and then it's a good idea to just go ahead one by one and make sure that you got them tight. Because remember, this rack is going to hold your grill. And if you pay $1,000 or $500 or what have you for one of these Kamado cookers, you don't want the thing falling off the rack, right? I see a lot of guys on YouTube make some really, really nice tables. I wish I had that kind of skill. I don't. But there's lots of great how-to videos out there on how they do that stuff. So up next, there are caster wheels that go on the bottom of the cart, so you can wheel it around the backyard, put it where you want it, bring it out. If you're in Florida like me, sometimes you got hurricane warnings, sometimes you got tornado warnings. You got to get your cooker out from the elements, bring it up here on the lanai, a little closer to the house, protect it, right? So wheeling this thing around is going to be an important part of that. Pretty nice beefy wheels, really. Another little set of instructions. Tells you to pop it in, use a wrench to tighten it. So you got some little nuts that are right here on it. Comes with its own handy dandy wrench. Oh, watch your foot, huh? Like I say, these things are kind of beefy. All right, so you just set it on there, and then it screws down in there clockwise. And then I guess you use the wrench for the final couple turns. All right, let me do all 4 of these. I'll be right back. Okay, let's do the last one together. They got nice brakes on them too, you know what I mean? So you can lock it into place. And once you get it in there by hand, then you take the handy dandy wrench and you can see the bolt or the nut that's in there. Find a place to grab onto that somehow, some way. There we go. Lock it down. This is really a nicely made cooker and the cart. I know some of these other brands out there on the market, the cart is optional, right? You gotta pay separate for it, additional. With the Vision Grill from Sam's Club and Costco, the cart and the cover do come as standard equipment. So that was nice. The only thing that surprised me actually when we opened this box up was for some reason I thought that the electric starter came with it, and it's actually optional. So I got my grill 3 days before Christmas and I don't have the starter now. You can use the starter cubes, the little blocks if you want to, and a torch and get them going. Don't use lighter fluid, okay? You can also make a little volcano with newspaper and kind of do it that way, but to me that seems like kind of a pain. I don't want to do that, so we just jumped on Amazon real quick and located one of the starters, and since we're Amazon Prime members, we're going to get it before Christmas anyway. So it was like, I think there was one in there for 17 and then one in there for I think 29. The one for 29 we liked a little more because it had a few more coils around it. Figured it'd give the start going a little faster. So we'll look at that when we do the first cook. So back to the assembly. So the next step in our process is to install the shelf bracket. And to do that, it says to locate the lower bands of the outer shell. So here you got the upper band here, which is the lid. It wouldn't make any sense to have the shelf bracket there because that's going to raise and fall, right? So you got to go to the lower band and locate these units right here and unscrew these screws using your handy dandy little nut driver that they gave you. And you're going to remove those nuts, remove the inner flat washers, and remove the yellow paper washers as well. So now we've removed all those washers, and this is what we have left is simply these nuts right here. Again, it's the lower band, not the upper band. Okay, the upper band has similar devices, but that's for putting your handle on for raising and lowering the lid. So let's locate the shelf handle and put them on. Okay, so there is a right side and a wrong side for putting these shelf brackets on. So if this is the front of the grill, you got your thermostat right there. You come along over the side. Let me just set my camera down. Okay, so you've got the front and you've got the back. And as you look at your bracket, it tells you on here, you got RB for right back. I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty tough to read, isn't it? Let me get you in there with the sun. There we go, right there. So you got right back. You got another one that says left back. There it is right there, left back. So you got left back, left front, right front. So let's start with the left back. And it tells you to put these slots up, okay? So the words left back looks like they're going to go upside down if the slots are going to go up. So I guess you got some more of these paper washers you can take off. I don't know why they have that on there, but just tear it off right there in your hand. Discard that. And then that bracket goes on just like that with the slot side up. That's left back. Yes, it is. I'm going to the other side. Got the right back. I've just located left front. Let me take the paper off of it. This indeed says left front, so that one goes on there just like that. I don't think you would not want to put it on slot side down, I don't believe. I'm going to double check that on the directions. So that slot right there goes up. Let me just double check. Pretty sure that's what I read. Yeah, it says mount shelf brackets over the studs on the sides of the metal bands on the bottom of the ceramic grill body with the bracket slots facing up. Brackets are stamped on the back with letters indicating their position, left front, right back, and so on and so forth. Mount your flat washer, then your acorn nut on the side of each stud and tighten with the wrench. So while I got you here, let me just grab a flat washer and an acorn nut. Put those babies on there. Do it kind of loosely at first so that you don't miss the opportunity to make any kind of adjustments as you go along, right? Flat washer, and then this. Another little tool that they included is this little handy dandy box wrench so that you can use this to tighten up the brackets that you can't reach. Because for some of these, you know, you can get it with the little nut driver that they give you. You can tighten them up, no problem at all, right? But for this one right here, it's in tight. You can't get the nut driver on there, so you got to use the box wrench. It's funny, the box wrench says Yugong Tools, G-O-N-G, Yugong. So I hear Yugong. I don't know if this thing's made in China or not. It seems like everything is, but so far I'm pretty impressed. I think this thing's a pretty well-made product, and so far so good for the assembly. Because I usually, like I said at the top of this film, I'm not good at doing this kind of stuff, and I'm kind of enjoying this. In spite of the fact that it's about 87 degrees and about 80% humidity out here 2 days before Christmas. I'm sweating, but you know what, I can always take a break and jump in the pool. So keep on going. Okay, so now we got the brackets on. Left side, right side brackets. Those hold the wood shelves that go on the side, okay? So here's the front. Now I just read a really important part of the directions. It said, caution, remove all internal parts from the grill before attempting to lift it. So that's a really, really good clue, right? Because that's going to lighten this thing up, because the internal workings are probably where most of the weight is, right? So let me just set my monitor aside there. By the way, we're shooting this on the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. And I'm using Sennheiser wireless mics, which work out terrific for this great sound that you're getting on the audio. So, a little plug for our sponsors. Okay, so we're going to pull the grill plates out, set those aside. You got a lot of stuff inside here. This is our cover that comes with the Vision grill. That's excellent. All right, and now this looks like our firebox, right? Lift that out. Not too bad. You know, I'm lifting this with one hand, and about 2 months ago I couldn't lift a toothbrush because I had major open shoulder procedure to repair a torn rotator cuff and arthritic joints and a bone spur and the whole 9 yards. So here I am, just a few months removed from that surgery, and thanks to 14 weeks of physical therapy, I got a little strength back again. So all right, that's not too bad right there. Now we took a lot of weight out of that thing. The firebox looked like it probably weighs the most. So I'm just going to test this out just a little bit here. So, oh yeah, I think I could probably handle that. All right, give me just a minute. I'll be right back and strategize on how we're going to lift this thing up and set it into the cart. There's the cart right there, and it just sets inside of the those little fabric cushions to protect it. So got to be real careful when you put it in there, get it right the first time. Okay, so I've enlisted the help of my lovely wife to help lift this. You notice that her top matches the grill, right? So costume, wardrobe, very important at a time like this, right? All right, so we already took a minute to stretch a little bit, bend over and, you know, touch our toes for a minute. Just take a minute to stretch can make all the difference between that. I'm kind of a safety guy, so very important that we stretch a little bit. All right, you're gonna grab it by the handles. Okay, use your legs, not your back, and up. Very good. Watch your step. Come right up over here. Doing good, hon. Oh. You got it? Okay, we're in there. Now I can make these final adjustments myself.
I can help you.
How's your back?
It's good.
Good.
Okay, it's
okay, yeah, because we got to rotate that way with it. Okay. All right. It's important to have the wheels locked in, which we did. We made sure the wheels were locked in.
We need to go over a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay. She says a little more. I say okay. There we go. All right. So let's spin this around to show the folks at home. Unlock our caster wheels so we can see what we've accomplished here. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Not bad for one of us having shoulder surgery this summer, the other having hip surgery a year ago. If we can do this, you can do it. So it's really important that this lower vent not be blocked by the cart. So that's why we kept positioning that to get that straightened out. And as you can see now, moves along very nicely. All right, so the beat goes on. Now before you put the guts back into the machine, you got to locate this ceramic heat resistant plate right here, because that goes in the bottom before you put the fire bowl in. So these stickers, they come off pretty easy. Again, it's one of the nice things about this product is it's very easy to put together, very easy to understand the directions, and you love it when stickers come off easy with no residue left behind, right? So by the way, it looks like a top and a bottom. There's some little feet on this, so I'm guessing the feet go at the bottom, right? So put the little ceramic heat resistant plate in there first. Then we're going to get our fire bowl. our firebox, and it comes with a gap in it for heat expansion so that it doesn't crack. They put a crack in it so it doesn't crack on its own. All right. So there you have it right there. It's kind of nice everything's got a serial number on it, huh?
Yeah.
In case somebody walks away with their grill, you can just register those recovered from the pawn shop.
Have you recorded?
All right, the next step is we're going to put the handle on the front of the grill right here. Get some more of these little yellow paper washers and the acorn nuts and flat washers, so don't lose those as you go. Open that up for me if you would.
What do you made it?
Just open that up. So we're going to take these acorn nuts off by hand, save the flat washer, and then discard the little piece of paper that goes with the washer. Pull it, yep. Nicely little engraved handle, says Vision Grills on it, right? Put that across the top of that baby right there. Put your flat washer on first. Then your acorn nut. All these screws and nuts and bolts are all perfectly machined to fit very nicely on this thing. They also give you some very nicely identified spare parts in these little baggies to show you exactly what you have, so you don't think you have stuff left over that you might need later on. Again, very user-friendly. Very user-friendly. Now the nut driver is not going to go through here, so you got to use your Yugong tool to tighten this up. Little box wrench. This thing is coming together very nicely. We've already got our first meal planned with this, by the way. I think we'll save that for our next video. I didn't tell you this, but this is my first ever unboxing reveal assembly on YouTube, so pretty pleased with how this has gone together so far. Not bad for a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. All right, so the handle's on there. Works very, very nicely. I put the grate back in there already, and it says to take the hinged part of the grate and face it forward so that if you want to lift it off, it's very easy to lift off of there or leave it on there, your little veggie tray or whatnot. Yeah, watch your finger in here, because I'll tell you what, a couple times already today, both before I put the handle on and not, I found my finger almost getting caught in here when you close this. And this lid is very heavy. That would not feel good to close your finger on that, so be very careful about that. Safety first. All right, we're going to put the shelves together next. This thing's almost done. So I can't make this stuff up, folks. These are the nice pine wood shelves that they give you that go with this thing, go on the side, and it does look like very nice wood, right? And so I take the little wrapper off from around this thing to unassemble them and put them in the spot where they're supposed to go. And as I separate them, I come across this little sticker right here. And what does this sticker tell you? I'm telling you, this is like, I don't know, what are we? Including breaks, I'm about 2 hours into this little ordeal. And so you come across this as the last thing you find. Delivery and assembly, call 1-877-GET-LOST, right? This is too funny, right? We don't need this. This is why we found this last. But I just couldn't help but show that to you. That's just too funny.
Well, it said get lost.
I said that. That's my wife thought it really said get lost. All right, honey, it's okay. So we're going to put these shelves on here. It looks like they go on really simple too, because remember I told you earlier to put the slot side up on the shelf assembly handles, and yeah, that That drops in there very, very nicely. Oh yeah, that's sweet, right? So we need a little camera action over here so we can see what's going on. Let me just pick this up. So remember our little side shelf brackets we put on there with those little slots up. And so you take the shelf here and you just line it up. It has like a little T on it right there. See that? So you line that little T up like this. One on each side. And then you see how that slides back and forth in there like that? Push it back and then lay it down and it just locks it into place, right? So you don't want to set like, I'm telling you, I would not want to set like a whole turkey or something on that. I don't know what the strength of that is. We'll have to test that and check it out, but it's nice for setting your spatula or your brush, maybe a little pan of sauce, saute as your saucing your ribs or what have you. But it's really nice as we step back and look at the whole thing. I really like that. So we got one more piece to put on, and that is the dome. The cast iron dome, and then I think we're going to be done. Okay, so last piece, this is the dome, cast iron dome. It's quite heavy, I got to tell you. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. I'm sure it's that way to handle this kind of heat that this thing's going to put out. And so all you're going to do is you're going to want to pop it on here like this, and it just slides right into place. And you probably want to have these numbers 1, 2, 3 showing forward so that you can dial it in and dial it out, because that's how you're going to regulate the heat from the top and from the bottom. So the only thing left to do really is to have my honey come over here and kind of clean some of that sticker off that one side. That's the only part that left any sticker residue on the whole thing. I was pretty impressed with that. So once we get that cleaned up, clean up all of our trash, we'll take the cover out and put it away and put it in place, and we'll show you where we're at. Yeah, this is your cast iron grate that goes inside the firebox before you put the cooking rack on. So this is what your lump charcoal actually sets upon, and it's slotted so that the ashes can fall through there and go into the bottom, and so you always get the best heat coming up top. So you just set that in there on top of that. I'll show you the inside of the firebox. So that's how that sets up there. And then you put your grate inside here with the hinge side toward the front. Close the lid, move it into place, cover it up, you'll be ready to go. Okay, last tip, when you go to move this thing, the instructions tell you don't grab it by the sides, don't go down here. Whatever you do, don't push it. You want to pull it. And when you pull it with the lid handle right here, this little hinge handle. By the way, mystery solved, it does say made in China, so this is a Chinese-made product. But in spite of that, I have to say it's really well put together. I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to pull this thing over into place and set it up, and we'll give you a shot when we get it over there. So this is the location that we've selected out here on our pool pavers to put our Vision grill. You can see it goes nicely in our new backyard. We just had this pool put in a little over a year ago. So I asked my wife to help out and grab that cover and put the cover on there and see what it looks like all nicely covered up. You can see the shelves stay in place. They just go into the down position. So that's kind of nice that they can stay on there. They're very easy to remove as well, though.
Oh, they got a little Velcro here, huh?
Oh yeah, there's a little Velcro enclosure on there to set it nice. There we go. Straighten that thing up. Make it look good for Hollywood. And there it is right there. So just a couple of things that surprised me again, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the box clearly identifies what comes in there and what doesn't, but I do so much research I probably got confused on what comes with the grill and what doesn't come with the grill. So the heat deflector shield for doing indirect heating does not come with it. The heater element, the electric heating iron to start your lump charcoal did not come with it. So a couple things like that you're probably going to want to have on hand if you want to cook from day one before you go. I'll show you a couple of these things over here on the box. And you can see here the electric starter element. We just ordered one of those off of Amazon, but then not having the heat shields or the pizza cooking stone, I really thought that came with it. It doesn't. The standing rib rack does not come with it, an ash pan or ash rake, and then even your half moon cast iron griddle. Those are optional equipment that everybody's really going to need to do effective cooking and grilling and Kamado cooking with this unit. So that's it. It's the Vision Grill Kamado Classic. I hope you've enjoyed this reveal and unboxing and assembly. My name is Bill. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Until next time.